Hall of Famer Reggie Miller, of course, the TNT analyst, joining us on the show. Reg, you got passed on the all-time scoring list last night. You know that?
I know.
You all right?
First it was Paul Pierce a couple weeks ago. Now it's Tim Duncan. I just keep falling, Daniel. What am I to do?
Okay, if I said, how much money would you be willing to spend if I said you could come out of retirement and play 2 more years at the 2 best years you ever had in your NBA career?
How much would I pay?
Yeah.
Wow. Just about anything. So I could play at 2 years at my peak with any team?
Yeah. Young Reg, frisky, Colt-like.
With kind of the Jerry curl look?
Yes.
With the curl and the 2 parts? Oh, I'm paying unlimited, my friend. Unlimited. Because I would have to bring that hair style back.
Do you think we'll ever get to a 4-point play? 4-point shot?
Walk off.
You know, Reggie's good with drama and theater, but not that good.
It gets to about somewhere between 3 and 4 seconds that I'm looking around and then like, wait a minute.
Yeah. If I can call a lane violation on you, then it's probably a little too long. Yes, Paulie.
He did have a little bit of a light Jerry curl and a double part on the side as a rookie.
Oh, he was killing it.
It was not a Jerry curl. It was not a. It was more of like a relaxer look.
Did you have the activator?
The Jerry curl was the Michael Jackson curl down the middle. That's the Jerry curl. It wasn't quite like that, but it was. It's in the same family, Paulie.
Did you have the activator?
I will say this. I had to spray chemicals. The Soul Glow coming to America. I had some Soul Glow.
All right. Before you hung up, I asked, do you think we'd ever get to a 4-point shot in the NBA?
No. I mean, so the 4-point shot would be what? Right across half court, I'm assuming?
Right at the hash mark.
I tell you what, that would add some intrigue because there's guys now that, left open are probably, left wide open are 50% shooters.
But if I bring it out to 30 feet.
Then everyone's just going to be Look, there's enough threes. There's enough guys shooting threes now. You put a 4-point shot out there. No.
Has the 3 been good for basketball?
Look, I made a career out of it.
But has it been good for the game?
No, because guys just really bad shooters are shooting them. So no, it has not been good for the game. We've gotten away from the post, but look, it'd be hypocritical for me to say it's bad for the game when I've made a living on 3-point shooting.
Also, help me out with this. Flip Saunders says the Wolves fans won't forgive Love after turning on.
Well, will they not forgive the front office for not giving him a max deal in 2012 as well? It's a two-way street here. I understand where Flip is coming from, but you had a player who was your best player in Kevin Love who wanted a max deal. He wanted the same deal Derrick Rose and I believe Russell Westbrook got at the time.
Yeah.
And he was your franchise player and wanted to stay in Minnesota, a team that hasn't been to the playoffs probably since Kevin Garnett left. And you weren't willing to offer him the max, and you gave him a 4-year deal with an out. So, I'm sure he's a little salty and he's a little hurt. On top of that, it's because the reasoning behind it, you wanted to save that for Ricky Rubio. And, again, Ricky Rubio blows out his ACL, doesn't get the max deal that he was looking for. Now everyone's left scratching their head in Minnesota. So there's a little revisionist history there on both sides. I think both sides are to blame. But Kevin Love wanted to stay in Minnesota with the max deal.
Well, they didn't. Look at who they drafted. The front office was a mess. When David Kahn was there, they had a chance for Steph
one year
Curry.
he drafted like 8 guards.
I know.
8 point guards.
Yeah. They got the guy out of Syracuse, Johnny Flynn. Remember that when they took Rubio and Flynn, they passed up on Steph Curry. So I don't know. There are two sides, but I think Love saw the writing on the wall and was like, what am I doing here? And got out while he could.
But again, I think in 2012, if he was offered the 5-year max, he would still be in a Timberwolves uniform.
Yeah. Well, we also talked about this with Rondo. Is Rondo a top 5 point guard? And Jeff Van Gundy said, it doesn't really matter if he's top 5. It's does he fit in with what Dallas is trying to do? I thought Dallas's offense was fine. I thought that they needed some interior help and maybe somebody to be there if Tyson Chandler goes down.
Yes, but I think looking at the landscape of the Western Conference, it's very point guard heavy. And to have a point guard, and I do think he is a top 5 point guard in the league, to have a point guard on that team that can set up Chandler, Dirk, and Monte, even though Monte has the ball a lot of the times, especially down the crutch, I think to have a point guard defensively to pick up the attack and to have a post presence defensively in Tyson Chandler, I think that's what Cuban, Coach Carlisle is probably the thinking there for the Dallas Mavericks. I love the pickup. I think it instantly makes them title contenders. I've always loved Rondo's game because he's a pass-first point guard. And I think on that team with that many caliber of scorers and shooters, it's a perfect fit.
Best starting 5 in basketball. Who has it?
I would say... On paper or in actuality?
I don't know.
On paper, I mean, people would assume it's the Cleveland Cavaliers when you have Kevin Love, All-Star, LeBron, Kyrie. I mean, you got 3 bona fide All-Stars and an MVP candidate. I mean, I like OKC, but those guys have been hurt. But if you look at record-wise, why can't we go with the Golden State Warriors?
When Bo gets healthy and David Lee are healthy, but that's big if right now with them. I think Dallas might be right there too. With I put in Rondo in there, Dirk, Chandler Parsons, Tyson Chandler, Monte Ellis. Pretty solid starting 5 there.
I like the Memphis Grizzlies starting 5 too. I think Courtney Lee and Conley.
Is Marc Gasol a top 10 player?
Yes.
Man.
He's the best center in the game. So, and theoretically, I think that makes him a top 10 player.
Okay, who's the second best center in the game? There aren't any. I would take DeMarcus Cousins over him.
Over Marc Gasol?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't argue with that. I like Boogie. In fact, I love Boogie. I think he's an old school type, mean type center. But to me, he's not a real center. He's playing out of position. I think he's more of a power forward.
Who is a real center anymore, Reg?
Well, I mean, can you put Dwight Howard as a center?
Would you take Marc Gasol or Dwight Howard?
Today. Yes. Are you saying today, Theodore?
Today.
You're I'm going with Marc Gasol.
What happened to Dwight Howard? Where did he go?
I think he'll be back. I think injuries have derailed him, and a new system, and getting healthy. I think once he gets whole. But hey, how about let's give the credit to Harden?
Oh man, I was telling McLevin the other day, Harden has been unbelievable this year.
I mean, I think he jumps to the head of the class in MVP voting right now. Probably
over Anthony Davis?
Yes, he's dropped.
Why?
He's still in the top 5, but he's dropped. I would go with Harden, Steph Curry, Gasol, maybe Anthony Davis, and maybe Kyle Lowry. People are forgetting about Kyle Lowry.
Kyle's played great.
And what he has done for Toronto without DeMar DeRozan.
So you got Harden's been great.
Harden's been great. Steph Curry, on the best team with the best record.
Yeah.
Marc Gasol, I think they're second or third best record. But I like Conley too, but to me, because Gasol defensively. And then I would go with Anthony. See, but Anthony Davis, his team is in 8th.
Well, it's not his fault.
Team, and it's not his fault.
You know what it is? Here it is.
Are we rewarding the team or the player?
Anthony Davis is the J.J. Watt of the NBA. He's a great player on an average team.
Agree.
You can use that if you want.
No, I was going to say he's the Alex Rodriguez, Texas Ranger of the NBA.
He's not cheating.
Why do you have to bring up Ghost? I wasn't talking about that. Didn't he win an MVP on a last-place team with Texas? Yes or no? Danette, come on, quickly.
I don't know.
Didn't he win MVP one year in Texas
he might have.
when they were on the last-place team?
I don't know if they were last place.
Well,
I think Andre Dawson and Cal Ripken are last to do that.
Okay.
All right. Reggie's calling Warriors at Clippers on Christmas night, Thursday at 10:30 Eastern. And I'll be in touch with you because I'm coming out in a couple of weeks for Sports Jeopardy. So
I cannot wait to come to a tape meet. I can't wait. Please hit me.
I will have you stop by. 2003, what place did the Rangers come in that year?
4th place in the AL, 71 wins. A-Rod won MVP.
Were they in last place? Is 4th last place?
Checking.
All right, thank you. Reg, Merry Christmas. Safe trip. Yeah, they were in last place.
Yep.
You were right, Reg.
Can you say that again, Dan?
Merry Christmas, Reg.
No, after that. Happy holidays.
Yeah, thank you, buddy.
Happy holidays, Danette.
All right, buddy. Thank you. That's Reggie Miller.